So this is how girls in school and women in the workplace basically groomed me into the spot where I am now with being a neckbeard, as people call me. Well, basically, in school, boys and girls made fun of my weight and made fun of me for having autism. Even though I didn't have the diagnosis, people were, or the kids knew something was different than me. Teachers didn't care. In fact, some of the teachers in elementary school actually pitted some of the students against me. Can you believe that? Adults pitting children against children. That's what elementary school was like where I went. I actually wrote a life off note in second grade, and the school didn't care. I was psychiatrically hospitalized on three separate occasions during my time in school for wanting to commit life off, and the school still didn't care to help me. Um, One year, senior year, this kid kept harassing me right in front of the teacher. He wouldn't even do anything about it, so I just walked out of the classroom, and the teacher's like, "Goodbye." Slammed the door behind me. We got an administrator. The administrator said we were supposed to sort it out amongst ourselves because I guess she didn't care to do anything about it. And when he was gone, it was a woman, Cheryl Strader. She told me every year as a kid, everybody picks on you or that kid. She just didn't care. School didn't care that kids were picking on me, even though it was making me want to commit life off. School didn't care that you know girls were making fun of my Johnson publicly to entertain small crowds. Boys were putting their hands on me inappropriately. School didn't care about that. In the workplace, managers and senior managers that were women would encourage coworkers to make fun of me for having autism. Anything I struggled with, they'd make fun of me. Managers and senior managers would let work pile up, so I had to do it because I'm, quote, a man. You know how restaurants are supposed to keep their bathrooms clean? They wouldn't. They'd leave them filthy until I got on, just so I had to clean them. But even though they were in need of attention, they wouldn't do them because they didn't want to do them. They wanted to save them for me. Even if they needed attention, they would just leave them filthy. So the customers would have to use filthy restrooms because they didn't want to clean them, just leave them for me to clean. Or they'd leave the trash overflowing, or trash over the tables, dirty tables, trash on the floors. They just leave the dining room trashed and looking filthy until I get on, so I had to clean it up. Or they let the soda run out, or the high fructose corn syrup that goes to the machine run out, so I had to do it. They let it run out because they didn't want to do it. So I had to do extra work because of my gender. According to my assistant manager, actually told me to my face that it was because I am a man. You know, one manager even threatened to take my life, and she did. That was a woman. And she also was going around telling people I'm a serial killer, and telling people I'm going to be a serial killer by the time I'm 30. And she knows this because she studied psychology. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it right now, but I'm rubbing my hands because this is hard to talk about. That same manager also ridiculed me when I went to a friend because I wanted to. I was a coworker. I went to a coworker when I wanted to commit life off. I went to him for help, and she ridiculed me for that. The assistant manager, she would flick water in my face for entertainment. She thought it was funny, even though I told her it hurt due to my autism. And if you don't believe me, you can actually read Tony Atwood's Complete Guide to Asperger's Syndrome. He talks about how some people who have autism have trouble with touching water. Well, it was cold water right in my face, and it was like the facsimile of pain. Um, a manager there yelled at me for using big words. There was a woman in a dating group that yelled at me for using big words. Women online will make fun of my income. Women online will make fun of my weight. Women online will contact me just to call me or tell me I'm ugly. One woman called me a warthog. She contacted me just to call me a warthog. Sorry, this is really stressful for me. There are women that will make fun of me for the fact that I've been touched inappropriately in school by my mother and in the workplace. Yeah, and in fact, the assistant manager ridiculed me in front of a coworker because another coworker touched me inappropriately in the workplace. There were women online who will laugh at me for having PTSD. There are women online who will say they won't date me because of autism or they have bipolar disorder. So it's like there are these women that are just so horrible for me. Just to me, it's like women laughing at me because I went through years of sex crime in school. I was touched inappropriately by my mother. I was touched inappropriately in the workplace. Women are laughing at me for that. Women are laughing at me for my income. Women are laughing at me for having post-traumatic stress disorder. Why would I want to date a woman's plan again? I mean again, because I did date one in high school, but it was at summer camp, so it wasn't part of my school. So if it was at school, she probably wouldn't have wanted anything to do with me. But it's like, how can I not be a neckbeard after all that?